welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we've got a little bit of a story time. You have no idea what we're going to talk about here. It's gonna,
as usual.
We're going to put you on blast just a little bit, but here we are. So today, we're going to be talking about like my proposal story, our proposal story.
That's gonna be a quick one.
Yeah, how did you propose?
I didn't.
There we are. So, the end. I thought I would quickly talk about this because actually, I have had conversations with people on Instagram about how they were like, yeah, actually, I wasn't proposed to. We picked out my ring. I knew that it was coming, and yeah, he still kind of asked, but yeah, I didn't really have a proposal. And I thought we do have a little bit of a unique story that we can quickly touch on, give a little bit of a story time and a little bit perspective into like the things that mean a lot to us and how we do things, right? So why didn't you propose?
Because the more we talked about it, the quicker it was getting to the actual wedding date. So we booked the wedding date for like a proposal, couldn't you really?
I mean, I still on a daily basis was like, are you gonna propose? Because
it was like a big financial thing as well.
Yeah, but
the ring, the money for the ring went on a visa.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that in a second. We're a little bit all over the place. Maybe I'll start telling them because, and you can interject like when it's important, but not when it's important, but when you feel like this is like a Paul input part of this story. But like, so let's rewind back to like when we first met. We have a video talking all about how we first met. I'll have it linked here. If it's not linked here, it's somewhere in the video or in the description box, or just go through our channel. However, when we first met, I was very intentional about where I'm at in life, or where I was at in life, and what my expectations are. I said to Paul I didn't want to live with someone before marriage again. That ended up going quickly down the drain, but that's a topic for another video. And I let you know very early on that due to my faith, like I'm Christian. Paul, I mean, I don't know if you would consider yourself Christian now. Yeah. But Paul like was baptized. You went to church.
I wasn't like practicing.
He wasn't
years.
Yeah, he wasn't a practicing Christian, whereas like I was. And so there were certain things that meant a lot to me that very early on I let you know my expectation. And then when I did move over here, I was very bold in saying like, you know, if I'm gonna move over here, if I'm gonna be doing certain things, like this is what I would expect out of this relationship. But if there comes a point where you don't think that this is where the relationship is headed, let's have an honest conversation. Is that, you agree with all of this? Yeah, okay. So I don't want to be putting words in your mouth or anybody watching this being like, oh, she speaks for him, you know? But yeah, so then we roughly knew around the time when we would get married from very early on, I would say. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into the ins and outs on how I started living with Paul, why I started living with Paul. Maybe I'll do another video on that, like solo on my own. So I was very intentional about like wanting to make sure that it wasn't a situation where it was like, shoot, you're here. How do I get myself out of this situation?
Yeah, I offered tonight.
What?
For you to come and live there.
Yeah, Paul offered for me to stay here until I got on my feet, and then that took a lot longer than expected. And then when I did get on my feet and I was going to start looking at places to move out, you asked. So I thought you were gonna be a little bit more intentional about asking to like marry me, even though we did talk about those things, but you didn't. I feel like it just wasn't the most comfortable thing for you to do regardless.
No, but we discussed it, didn't we? And like, it wasn't just like one discussion, it was regular discussions for a while. Yeah.
So with all of that, one of the reasons for me that like it wasn't important for me to, I would have loved, like the girly part of me would have liked if you asked.
That's why I felt bad, because most girls do dream about that, don't they? They kind of know what they want and they've got it all figured out, and then I felt bad because I couldn't give you that. But
there's a massive but. I am not the type of girl that wants a big scene for a proposal. Like if you had ever done that, I would have been cringing on the inside. And I'm not someone who shies away from attention.
Would I have done that though?
You would have never done that. He would have never done that. Like, so even though I am someone who likes a lot of attention, I would have never wanted that. I kind of like more intimate moments like that. However, then the other thing is that I am somebody that like, I've shared with you guys before, like this house is still under renovation. I like to say to people, like before it was like half done. Now I say it's like 75% done. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a few more.
There's a few more things.
A few more rooms. 2 rooms in there really.
A hallway and a room that needs to get done. And I'm somebody that I do not care to have a massive ring on my finger or any ring on my finger and live in squalor. So I remember we were sitting on the couch there one day and you were like, you know, you were expressing your concerns and stuff to me. And I was like, Paul, like, I'm not going to be sat up in this house after we're married and be like looking at a ring and like, you know, looking back through like an elaborate
some cardboard boxes.
Yeah. So for me, getting the house in order was like first priority. And even though it's not completely there yet, that's where my priorities lied. First and foremost. So that was another reason why I didn't think that, well, one, I didn't want to have a big wedding, but we're not talking about weddings today. We're talking about proposals. But I find if you're not going to have a big wedding, you're also not going to be the type of persona to have a big proposal story either. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so with saying all of that, that's like our big proposal story. There was no proposal. And it was like really
but there was mitigating circumstances as to why there wasn't a proposal.
Yeah, and it was just kind of something that was spoken about. And I feel like because I came from Canada, the whole, I used this word the other day, which is like a total like Christian word to say in this, and I said it and you were like, and I was like, I didn't stutter. Do you know what word it's gonna be? Okay, he's not gonna be able to take himself seriously when I say this, but like our whole like courting relationship.
Courting. Yeah. Oh.
But that's what it was. Like you can't say, like when I was still in Canada, we weren't really dating, you know, and then I came here and then it was like because of other circumstances, our dating was like living together, but it was like we were still dating. Like it was just, yeah, but that whole journey was very intentional because number one, I would not have immersed myself into the situation if I thought you were like just this guy that was like gonna play me about. Equally, I think that you would have never had me in your house. Well, I don't know, you dated a few interesting people in the past, but I don't think that you would have like let things get as serious as they did if you didn't think that this was like a very intentional relationship from the get-go. You agree?
Yeah. Courting. Like, that is like, when I was single, people over the age of like 60 would go, oh, are you courting yet? And I was like, courting? What's this, like Tudor England or something?
I don't know, I like the word courting. I feel like it's so much more like intentional than just like dating about. Like to me, I use the word dating like how secular people use the word.
Like, what was it? Seeing each other, which is like, I'm just gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna like keep you where I want you, but I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, that's not the thing.
And then it's like going out. Going out.
Yeah.
Proper going out. No. Then engaged.
Anyways,
then married.
My friends, I would love to hear about your proposal story. Was it low key like ours?
If it's all whistles and bells, I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, there's whistles and bells type of people in life, and then there's not whistles and bells and people in life. But either way, I want to hear from you. Paul might not want to hear from you, but I want to hear from you. I would love to hear about your proposal story. And equally, if you're someone that creates YouTube videos as well, I would love to hear your proposal story and tag us so we can watch it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks so much for watching. I would love if you hit that subscribe button and see you in the next one. Bye.